Hi, welcome back to Sun in the Shadows. It's Dwayne Fonso back here. I'm coming back just to go over more of the specifics of what we discussed previously in the last video, as we're at the end of February, which is crazy because, as I mentioned in the last video, time's going by really fast. It's literally going to be March tomorrow, which is quite mad, isn't it? Now you could probably see that it's got the background is sort of like a ghosty, heavenly look to it. But don't worry, there's nothing to worry about. It's probably just the fact that I'm wearing white. Now, I want to discuss the motivators for creating this channel and for the topics I want to discuss. So, as I mentioned, it's narcissism, toxic family scapegoating. It's quite prevalent as a topic which is there, but I want this to be a central hub for any male who's gone through these scenarios or any male who identifies as a scapegoat. And like the last video, I said that we have this commonality. We are all sons. It's impossible for us not to be here if we're not sons, because we all came from someone. And like I said, we don't have to be fathers or brothers, because a lot of us may not be yet that category, or that may not be the case. And I mentioned that we're not all boyfriends, but I've got to say that there'll be a lot of you older men out here who are husbands, and not even older. Some of you even younger are husbands already. So this could, you may not even fit that category, but ultimately, our sons, it's a different type of experience for all of us. But I am hoping that we can identify similar patterns, really, and to really just, as I mentioned, evolve. Because coming from a narcissistic family or a toxic family is very, very destructive, and it can be dangerous if you don't know what you're getting yourself into, or certain situations that could unfold. So this is my hope for the channel. But not only that, I'd want to talk about the specifics on it. So before I go further, I'd say just to do your due diligence, and obviously seek advice from any professionals, medical professionals and experts who are fully trained in this area, just because I feel it's always good to have a reference point, as I mentioned before, on writing things down like I did in the previous video, to have like something that's there that you can always go back to. It was always just good to do that, really. And also, the journey can be really complex, so I'd want us all to be as prepared and to be well versed in it as much as possible. So this is why for this channel I'm going to focus on the foundations of it. And you'll notice going forward with videos that I'll use the term scapegoat but also black sheep interchangeably, and that's because they'll have similar meanings, and the connotations can be used in scenarios in a similar way. So that's what I'll do, but I will want to discuss the underpinnings of growing up in a narcissistic family and how it actually got there in the first place, like how it actually begun, because it's a very, very complex situation. It's very broad. So one man's situation may be different than the others, but I believe that there's a central theme of a lot of them. So I'd want to talk about the characteristics of them, the signs that you became a scapegoat, but also just the unique men male experience of it, because anyone can be a scapegoat. And I do hope that this channel is relatable for anyone going through a similar pattern. But I do hold strong to the opinion that men have unique challenges, really, and being scapegoated in a narcissistic family can be problematic going forward and in different scenarios, because we all start in different stages. Someone could be a 45-year-old male, someone could be a 25-year-old male. So for a younger man, it could be useful because it's building the foundation for the future and it's developing your understanding a lot sooner. Whereas if you're an older man, you may have seen a lot of situations that you couldn't fully understand or articulate at that point, but then as you go on, it all makes sense, really, and then you could use that to shape your life going forward, because I believe it's never too late. And one thing that this scenario, a predicament, whatever you want to call it, or identifying as a scapegoat, has taught me that time is just so important, and that time should be used on the things that are is important to us. So this is what I want my channel to be like, to be a timely way every week. Every Friday I'll plan to post videos about the family, the toxic narcissistic family, the effects it had, but also scenarios and different time periods that it would emerge. So I think that will be very useful as well, and to help us all to rise from it, no matter what situation we're in. So it is the foundation. But as I mentioned in my last video, I also have my blog, which is www.sunintheshadows.com. So that will touch upon more of the general everyday day-to-day stuff that we all go through as men, as individuals, that we go through in different periods of the year, whether it's a holiday, whether it is an important occasion. So it's more general everyday stuff. So if you want to check that out, then the blog's there for that as well. And if you want me to even write about everyday stuff which resonates as a male scapegoat, then you can just put those down in the comments as well. But that'll be more for everyday stuff. And initially the YouTube channel will be all about the foundations of the male scapegoat, the real, like, more in-depth stuff about it, how it came about, the scenarios, and the way it's projected on you, because essentially it is all a projection. It has no bearing on who you really are, even though it was assigned to you. I want to show in this channel that we can have control over it and shape things the way that we want to, because at the end of the day, it's all about accountability. So I want this to be a way towards the end to be a form of taking accountability, but in a positive way that will help us all. And I look forward to the next video. I look forward to the topic that I will choose, and just to dive in to more of the black sheep or male scape role. So I'll plan to talk about more of that in the next video and why that occurs, as well as how it relates to the narcissistic family. And then I'll start talking more about the narcissistic family in general, because I believe that it can resonate with everyone. Now, this is it for now, and I enjoyed speaking to you all again, and I look forward to next time. Until then, I will catch you all later, and enjoy the rest of your weekends, and have a good Friday. Later.